My name is Natalie Prez, and I have an interview with a member of the band The Faceless on September 4th, 2012. Can you give me a brief summary as to how the band came to be and what the name The Faceless means?
Yeah, well, we formed, it was originally me and our bass player, Brandon Giffen, initially. We formed actually in high school. It took a long time for us to get a lineup that we were happy with. I mean, back then, you know, it wasn't really quite as serious as it is now, obviously, but after about 3 or 4 years, we actually started working on a record, and we ended up getting signed and started touring, and the name was actually kind of an accident. It's kind of funny. We were originally called Faceless, and there was already a band called that. We needed to change our name anyway. Yeah. We got put on a flyer wrong as Faceless, so we just changed it to The Faceless. But I always kind of liked the name The Faceless anyway, despite the accident, just because it felt like it was kind of a good interpretation of what our music sounded like.
Yeah.
You can take it in the literal sense, and it's kind of a fairly brutal thing to think about, or you can take it in the more figurative sense, which is a little bit more thought-provoking, which I like to think our music is both heavy and brutal, but also thought-provoking and interesting. So,
how was the Summer Slaughter tour for you guys?
It was great. A lot of fun. You know, we were touring with a lot of bands that we toured with before, and so there was a lot of camaraderie and good time hanging out, and the shows were great. We released our new record on the tour, so that was really cool. Getting to see people's reactions to the new material. Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a fun way to spend the summer.
What is your favorite song to play live from any of your albums?
Well, let's see. I'd probably say Keene from Planetary Duality. It's really fun to play on guitar. It's, and it gets the crowd going. That's probably
Great.
Probably it.
What was your favorite part of the Summer Slaughter tour?
Well, I would say it was definitely playing, and getting to play new material for people, and seeing their reaction. That was really fun. I looked forward to it every day. And once our record came out, just seeing that people started to know the words to the new songs, and that's always really exciting and fun. So that was really cool. And getting to do that in front of, you know, really big crowds every day is awesome.
Great. What was the inspiration behind your latest album's name?
Well, the record is about self-empowerment, and it's sort of a concept record about a person taking control of their reality and becoming the god of their reality, and abandoning any sort of outside influences that suppress them or oppress them, and just embracing the future of our world and trying to be a positive force in moving forward in the world rather than clinging to any sort of antiquated beliefs.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
If you could go back and change something on the album, would you?
Yeah, probably. There's always certain things, you know, after you listen to a record a bunch of times, there's little things that, you know, you hear that you wish you'd done different here or there. But I would say overall, I'm definitely the happiest with this record, how it came out, than, you know, any of our other records.
Great. What was most different about recording this album?
Well, there was less pressure as far as a time restriction, which is good. We went into it just and decided that, you know, it would be done when it was done, and that we weren't going to set anything as far as, you know, street date or any sort of timing until the record was done and we were happy with it. So, you know, that was definitely nice. And I think also just sort of letting go of any preconceived notions of what a Faceless record should sound like. Because, you know, I mean, our first two records definitely sound a certain way, and this one, you know, definitely sounds like the Faceless still. But I think just letting go of being focused on trying to stay within that sound and just kind of just doing whatever came natural. And I think that definitely made for a better record.
Great to hear. What inspires you to do what you do, and what advice would you give to fellow bands who want to get in your position and do what you do?
Well, I think I was probably largely inspired by my parents, who are both musicians. And, you know, I was raised with music around me from the time I was born, essentially. And I saw what they did, and I think it inspired me, and I wanted to do that from a very early age. And I think the best advice I could give to anybody else who wants to try and, you know, be a full-time musician or, you know, anything like that, I mean, there's two ways to answer this, really. So the way that I would answer it would be just make music that you love. And you just have to make music for yourself, ultimately, and hope that other people like it. Because if you start making music for other people, then you're going to drive yourself crazy, because you'll never make everyone happy, and you're never going to make music that everyone else likes. So at the end of the day, you just have to make music that you want to hear, and that you're proud of, and that you love, and just hope that other people like it. That would be the way I would answer that.
All right. How much more can we expect to see from the Faceless as far as this year goes? It's pretty much almost over.
Well, we're going out on a headline tour in a couple months, so we'll be doing that. Hopefully, I don't know, we might be going overseas before the year's over as well, but we're at least doing a headline tour. And we're starting work on some new music, which will probably be out early next year. I think we're going to do an EP of cover songs. So.
Great, sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And is there anything else you want to say or add?
Our new record is currently out, and if you haven't checked it out, please do.